Hey guys, Jack here, today bringing you a little tips and tricks video for some new things that we've seen in the Battlefield 4 beta. I wanted to put this video together because I'm seeing a lot of people on the forums, on YouTube, on Twitter asking questions about what does this do, what does that do. There are a lot of new things in Battlefield 4 compared to Battlefield 3. In this video I'm going to show you some of the new things, how to use them, and also the most popular questions that people keep asking. So I thought I'd start off with the RPGs and the lock-on feature that they have. Obviously in Battlefield 3 RPGs do not lock on, you have to manually aim and fire them. In Battlefield 4, with a bit of teamwork, you can actually lock onto things. You see here, the recon on my team there is using the personal laser designator, the PLD. If he locks that helicopter and maintains the lock after I shoot, my rocket is going to hit him. Simple as that. You can use this on all sorts of vehicles, land, air and sea. Here you see I'm locking onto the tank, locks on and it's guided towards him. Once again, a helicopter here, my teammate is next to me, he gets locked, I shoot, the missile guides itself. I'm not controlling that or anything, it simply locks onto the target. Remember, of course, vehicles can flare this so the rocket doesn't hit, but if they don't flare it and it doesn't bump into anything before it hits them, then you're probably going to take them out. So yeah, all you need to do that, get an RPG, get someone in your squad or on your team to lock up a vehicle with a PLD, personal laser designator, and fire away. Okay, next up I wanted to talk about the zeroing on the sniper rifles. So we're on top of the C flag here looking around and all of a sudden we spot a guy. Now he's quite far away, let's take a shot, completely missed. That's because my scope is incorrectly zeroed. I could have compensated but I could have missed. Luckily for us, if we use our PLD, we can get the range of that guy. See, that building's 200 meters away. He is 407 meters away. Switch back to the sniper rifle. With the V key on the keyboard, we can cycle through the ranges, hit up to 400 meters. It goes up to 1,000, but we want 400. Put the crosshair on the center of his face and take the shot, and that will go bang on. So why would you want to do this rather than just keeping it zeroed at 0 meters and just aiming higher up and trying to compensate for the shot? Well, if you can get an accurate range of a target and you correctly zero the scope, that means that you're much more likely to hit with the first shot. Of course, if you miss with the first shot, he's going to hear it, he's going to see it, and he's going to be suppressed, which means he's probably going to get up, he's going to run away, he's going to start taking cover, and he's probably going to know where you are. However, if you zero in, you get the shot right first time, he's a dead man. There's nothing he can do. Next up, we're going to be looking at the XM25 Airburst. So this is one of the new gadgets that the support class get, and so many people just don't get how to use this and they think it's terrible. So I'm just going to do a little demonstration of how to use it. The clue is in the name here, guys. It's an airburst launcher, which means that whatever range it's locked onto, it's going to explode at that range, unless of course it directly hits something. Now this thing is really useful for taking out people behind cover. This is how you use it. So I'm on the E flag here and I've just got my friend to help me demonstrate the purpose. So you can see that cover that I just went past, that's where my friends are going to be. I'm going to run down the stairs here, turn around and he should be there. Okay, right, I'm just going to pause the video here for a second because there are some numbers on the screen here that are quite important. So on the right hand side is the range of whatever that you're pointing at, which is 55. On the left hand side, offset is 3, I think it's always 3, but the airburst, ABRST, is set to 58. So 3 meters after 55, your projectile is going to explode. So the range of the target is 55, 3 meters later, at 58, it's going to explode and hopefully it's going to do some damage. So the whole purpose of this weapon is so you can kill infantry that are behind cover, because the projectile goes behind them, it explodes and it does maximum damage. So now I'm going to take a few shots at this guy. The range is 37, airburst is set to 42. So I'm firing above him and the projectile explodes at 42 meters. You see? I'm not clicking anything here. It's literally just going over his head and exploding 3 meters after it gets to him. And that's how you use it. Simple as that. You don't need to press anything else. All you need to do is look at your target, make sure that the airburst range is locked on correctly before you shoot, and the weapon should do the rest itself. Next up, we're going to be looking at the peeking system. So in Battlefield 4, they've added a contextual leaning system where if you're up against a corner, whether that be a left corner, right corner, or there's some cover that you can peek over, if you press the right click button when your character sort of leans the gun a little bit, you'll actually peek around that corner. This is what it looks like from a third person perspective. So you can see there he's peeking out When he's not peeking, I can't see his head, I can't see much of his body. He peeks out and I can see him. This is really useful for when you just want to check a corner but you don't want to expose your entire body. So you just go up to the corner, your gun will sort of lean slightly, you then aim down the sight and you're going to peek around that corner. Now this is what it looks like for smaller cover. So in this scenario, imagine that's an enemy, I can just hold here, crouch, right click, and it just peeks my head over the top. Not exposing much of myself. You can also go to the right and the left as well if you wanted to. Really handy, and I'm just going to show you what this looks like from my perspective as well if he's peeking above it. So you can see when he's crouched, can't see any of his body at all. If his name tag wasn't there, I wouldn't know he was there. But as soon as he peeks over, I can see a bit of his head. So this is a very powerful tool, and make sure that when you're playing, you're using it to the best advantage. Okay, next up, this isn't really a tip, so to speak, but it's something new to the game that's very interesting, and it's really going to improve a few of the infantry fighting mechanics. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but it really is. So what you notice here is that my mate Andy, his legs aren't glitching through the wall. Of course, in BF3, if you do this sort of thing, you're prone, you can actually back up into boxes and into walls. On BF4, you cannot do that. If you try and prone in a corner, it actually automatically pushes your character forward, which is great. It just means that you can't clip into the wall, you can't hide like 70% of your body and just camp in a corner without anyone seeing you or knowing you're there. So I'm just going to show you what this looks like. I can't go into the wall, I can't go any further back than that. Now if I actually try and prone, if you watch this, I'm going to go prone and the game automatically moves me. I'm not moving forward there. Okay, so press Z on the keyboard to go prone now, and I let go, the game moves me. Okay, so basically it's just showing me that I can't be in that corner when I'm prone because my legs will be sticking through it, and it automatically pushes me forward, which means that you're not going to get any more of those annoying campers who just hide in boxes and hide in corners and you can only shoot a certain part of their body. Next up, battle pickup weapons and where you can find them. So in the Conquest version of Siege of Shanghai, there were 3 battle pickups. There might be a super secret one that I don't know about, but as far as I'm aware, there were 3. The first one is the M82A3 MID sniper rifle. This is found at the C flag, that's the skyscraper, right at the top before it's been knocked down. If it gets knocked down, you can't get this again. It's a semi-automatic sniper rifle that also has a built-in rangefinder on there, so if you want to do some long-range sniping, you can do that, no problem. Additionally, it does damage to some vehicles, so you can do damage to attack helicopters, transport helicopters, jet skis, boats. The next one, which is also at the top of the C flag, just on the other side to the MA2A3, is the HVM2 Starstreak missile launcher. So you only get 2 shots with this, and it's a pretty beastly anti-vehicle device. It's got a self-lock-on mechanism. You don't need like a PLD or someone marking a target to use this. You literally just point at a vehicle, whether that's a helicopter or a jet or a tank. You point at it, you wait for the lock, and you got to maintain the lock. If you stop looking at whatever you're locking onto, the missile's going to miss. It's not a fire and forget missile. Also, as you can see, it can be flared. It's not like a guaranteed kill every single time. It's just a very powerful missile launcher, lock on, and you only get 2 shots. The last battle pickup is also on the C flag, but this is after the skyscraper has come down. Now this is the M32 MGL. It's a 6-shot grenade launcher. I haven't really had much chance to use this, but it's pretty effective against infantry, and you can cause a lot of damage with this. I can see this being very useful against like a squad of players that are camped up in a corner, for example. You could definitely do some real damage with this. Last but not least, I want to show you guys how to take down the skyscraper in this map, because there's still a lot of people who are a bit confused and they think you've got to take down all the pillars. They run around trying to blow them up and nothing ever happens. To take down the skyscraper, you've just got to destroy the 4 pillars that are at the front. Simple as that. There's 2 in the middle, 2 on the outside. To destroy them, you've got to use things like tanks, RPGs, M320s, C4, so big explosive weapons, and that'll knock these things out. Now once you've taken all 4 down, you'll hear like an alarm start to play, and if you look up at the tower itself, the TV screens will sort of glitch out and there'll be an explosion at the bottom. It'll stop for a few seconds, then it'll come down. Now remember, if you're in the tower and you don't jump out, you're going to get killed. If you're in the ground floor and it falls down, you're going to get killed. Also, if you're in the water in front of the tower, it can actually fall on top of you and kill you that way. So make sure if this thing comes down and you're at the top, you get the hell out of there as quick as possible, or if you're near the ground or in the water, just try and swim away, because it's going to land on you and you're going to have a bad time. And that's all for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed these little tips and tricks. There'll be plenty of more videos coming out like this, and I hope you're enjoying the Battlefield 4 content on my channel so far. It's really fun. I'm having a great time playing it, and if you haven't tried it yet, definitely check it out. Leave a rating and a comment as always.